Getting reaction now. Slight changes to alcohol sales announced by the president earlier this evening. Retail outlets can now trade from Monday to Friday, while on-site consumption will be allowed until 10 p.m. Let's get reaction now from the National Liquor Traders Council's Ntimane, who joins me from here in Johannesburg. Lucky, it would be no secret that your members would be very happy with the announcement, although some business organizations have said, why stop at level 2? We need to get to level 1 as quickly as possible. What is your view?
Evening, Marcel, and evening to YSCA viewers at home. Appreciate the opportunity. We welcome the president's announcement to ease some of the restrictions placed on the alcohol industry, particularly the curfew, as well as the opportunity that brings into the restaurant sector, which has been the most hardest hit since the advent of lockdowns. But also, we need to ask, why not take the full opportunity that was presented by the declining numbers to really move the country to level 1. We feel that the president really missed an opportunity that will have fast accelerated the recovery of the economy, more especially the hospitality sector that has been hardest hit, as well as the entire alcohol value chain. But we feel that it was a measured approach by the president, so we welcome it. But we need to also understand that some of these decisions that government keeps making, they are not rooted in science or even common sense. I mean, we don't understand why maybe, for example, the bottle stores are only allowed to trade up to Friday. I mean, our bottle store owners in the township space are struggling. We expected better because, what is the reason behind only allowing 5 days trading instead of a 7-day trading? It doesn't make sense at all.
Do you think that your industry and your members, specifically those in the townships, have been treated unfairly by government as they've tried to move and shift things around to try and take the pressure off various parts of government, like the health sector and law enforcement?
I think unfairly is a much softer word. I think we've been treated with total disdain. And to qualify that, we are yet to meet with any significant member of the president's inner circle in terms of cabinet ministers. The president himself continuously avoids meeting with us since the 26th of March 2020 up to date. We are yet to be consulted as an industry. The government continues to make decisions for us without us. So we feel that, we are not really brought into being part of the solution. And as liquor industry, we are taking a lead in terms of vaccination. We've encouraged our members to come forward, to encourage their patrons as well to vaccinate. We feel that vaccination is the best way out of this quagmire that we find ourselves in. As an alcohol industry, we cannot afford any further or harsh restrictions going forward. Hence, we're encouraging our members to take a lead, to make sure that we support government's efforts, to make sure that we fight the pandemic together. But we feel that the government needs to meet us halfway. We cannot only stretch our hand. Government needs to stretch their hand so that we can hold each other as we walk through this difficult journey to fight the pandemic.
Would you be in favor of a more agile approach to the need for vaccinations? For instance, if of your members have said, I will make my place available for vaccinations and perhaps offer a beer to the person who comes and gets vaccinated. Do you think government has been open enough to that kind of thing to make it possible for us to get to people where they are to get vaccinated instead of expecting them to come to the various places that have been made available, especially if you look at the statistics which the president mentioned, that men, or not enough South African men, are coming forward to get vaccinated?
I think the alcohol industry has been very open to any suggestion that is going to help the country. Any idea that is going to encourage our people to go vaccinate, will fully support it. The issue of incentives is something that we'll certainly welcome. But government needs to talk to us. We have been reaching out, trying to reach out, and no one is hearing us from the other side. This is an opportunity for them to, make that call to meet up with us. We would like to commend the good work that the Premier of Gauteng has done to reaching out to the alcohol industry to look at ways in which we can improve the vaccination number of Gauteng. We feel that the president needs to take that whole counter approach and engage with us so that we can find solutions that best address the issues that affect the country and not just the promise of Gauteng.
Do you think there's been enough accountability inside your industry, though? For instance, government has said, or the president has said, they will review some of these easing of regulations in 2 weeks' time. And I mentioned this earlier. Sometimes it feels like we're in a bad group project at school, where if one person doesn't behave or one person doesn't do their work, everybody gets punished. Do you think organizations such as yourself, perhaps, need to take a harder stance, and of your members who are not towing the line? Because if they don't toe the line, we've got the risk of going back to harder lockdown.
But we also need to bring in the responsibility of the law enforcement officials in this case. We are on record as to say that anyone who does not comply with any COVID-19 regulations or any license conditions that pertains to the trading of liquor, needs to feel the brunt of the law. So law enforcement officials need to come to the party and arrest those that are not complying. Ours is really to ensure that our members are compliant, and those that are compliant, we're even willing, and the manufacturers must be commended. In this case, we have taken a stance to say anyone who is found to be non-compliant, they will stop supplying to those people. So we have taken our part, we are playing our role, and we are on record as to say we support government's efforts to make sure that we fully deal with this pandemic. But government needs to also play its part, needs to level with us, needs to talk to us. They cannot continue, to make decisions for us without us. At some point, this needs to come to an end. We need to bring certainty to the industry and not government making decisions that are not informed by science or even common sense. We feel that most of the decisions that government has taken as it pertains to alcohol has really been emotional at best.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Lucky Ntimane is with the National Liquor Traders Council, and he joined us there from here in Johannesburg. I'll be back with more news shortly. Stay with us.